It's a bit of a mix there. My name's Aaron. Welcome to the Call to Cinema, and we are doing a chat today. Welcome to my TED Talk. We are going to be talking about the new Marvel series Agatha Along, as well as kind of talking about the Marvel Supernatural universe in and of itself. Be careful, you're gonna hurt yourself. And the pushback that the series has gotten, as well as the okay, this cat. Can you not? Let's see. This is my familiar. Um, as well as the other aspects that we want to talk about with shows like this. Uh, Here's the thing. Act All Along is the latest in the Marvel television universe, the TV series is. And in my opinion, which, by the way, we'll get this part of the way right at the gate. Hey there, Alan. Welcome, man. Me and Pixie sat down together. We watched Act All Along, both episodes, and we loved the hell out of it. So let's start this off for right now by saying I really enjoyed it, and I'll get into reasons why. But first, I want to push back on one thing. One thing that has really been bothersome to me is that I am like getting really tired and emotionally drained by the negativity channels that are out there that are going to purposely monetize outrage. And these are channels that don't watch the shows, that don't read comic books, that know any of that stuff, and pretend that they do. And I'm just tired of that, guys. I'm super bored with that BS. What I want to see actually on the small screen for Marvel, because Marvel made mistakes in Phase 4, and even though I enjoyed it overall, there were certain things that I liked and some things I liked better than others. I think these are the things that they get right. WandaVision was their top tier show. For a reason. It was smartly done. It was well constructed. It was well written and well thought out. Agatha All Along is following along that vein. It's the guy that worked on. It's a showrunner that worked on Picard, and it's Picard's most successful season. We also, of course, had that one-shot Werewolf by Night Halloween special, which does follow into this universe. For those that are kind of wondering, it's the Midnight Suns universe. It's the whole idea of like Scarlet Witch and Johnny Blaze, Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, Morbius, the good Morbius, Darkhold, all that stuff. It's a supernatural horror like universe. And here's the thing: when you're doing the TV aspect of Marvel, this is where you look. This is what you look at. You look at doing more self-contained, smaller stories that do not, like, it can offshoot a little bit if it wants to into the cinematic universe, but it should be a story that can be shown, watched, and told there. We do not need to see a hero punches villain in face, villain punches hero in face, rinse repeat over and over again. We get that on the big screen. That's what Avengers is for. That's what Captain America is for. That's what Iron Man is for. That's what Thor is for. I don't want to see Thor on the small screen. I want to see these smaller characters. I want to see these fringe characters. I want to see these darker characters. I am a horror fan. Look behind me. I love horror aspects of things. I'm a massive fan of folk horror, and I love seeing like this style of in the Marvel universe. I love seeing things like Agatha Harkness. I love seeing characters come out that like Hale, and just so many cool characters and references to this whole like supernatural supernatural universe from the comics. And I get really, it pees me off when I go on and all I see is like clickbait like titles. Is this good? Is this show good? Is this show bad? Penguin versus Agatha All Along. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you serious? Why is there a video putting up a neo-noir series, which all the way is an excellent neo-noir series? I'm sure Penguin is. I'm going to watch it, and I'm sure I'm going to love it, against a supernatural series. That's why you want to have it like this, Alan, is because you don't need to have everything like totally have this massive connected web. You should be able to go in and watch a couple of these shows and enjoy them for what they are. I should not have to watch the so-so Secret Invasion in order to understand Secret Wars and everything going on. But if I can watch WandaVision and Agatha All Along as their own little self-contained thing. I can get like this nice kind of mini, its own universe. This is what this is what I want. This is what I want to see. So I will continue to be that voice that pushes back against this false negativity that I think is absolutely, utterly atrocious. It it annoys the hell out of me. I'm that guy. I'm the guy this was made for, and I have no bones about it. I love the supernatural. I'm a horror guy. I love the horror aspects of things. I love the fun self-referential stuff. I love the way that this is done. I love the way the WandaVision kind of tied in all these different aspects of sitcoms over the different episodes, and how that kind of like tied into the overall narrative of grief and trauma. And I love that when we get to see Agatha in the first episode, just a little bit of spoiler stuff here, just slight though, don't worry. We're not going to see her doing a sitcom. Agatha's like world is not going to be a sitcom world. Agatha's world is not going to be like Wanda, and it's not going to have the power and the depth and the strength to overcome and overtake people in the way that Wanda did in her series. She's not a Scarlet Witch. She has no power. Agatha's world is going to be this. It's going to be the crime shows. It's going to be the Nordic noirs. That's the type of character that Agatha is. And I love the fact that when we bring Catherine Hahn and when she becomes Agatha again, here's the thing. Because it's her own show, they're not like, oh, this is Agatha. Let's look at this. She's still a mean character. She's still kind of, she's both the hero and villain all in one of her own series. And she should be. That's exactly what she should be. It is refreshing to see this on the screen. This is why the Eternals failed as a movie. Because this, hey, Andy, welcome, man. Because this is what the Eternals should have been. When you have a story like this, when you have an overarching narrative, when you have a more kind of like personal, contained story, put it in a TV series. Make it like this. Act along, Andy, really fun. People go about like watching the first, I had some people say, well, we'll watch the first 20 minutes and the acting is kind of off. It seems really odd. But keep watching, because there's a specific reason for that acting choice. Do you really think that they put a series in there with Aubrey Plaza and Catherine Hahn and Patti LuPone, and it's going to be a series with bad writing and bad acting? Are you freaking serious? Do you know who these people are? These are legends of stage that went on to do screen. Catherine Hahn started out on stage. Patti LuPone, of course, she's infamous for her magnificent stage presence, just incredible stuff. And Aubrey Plaza, my God, it's like everybody's crush, right? From the Parks and Rec days. But Aubrey Plaza is the one that you can see, like, this is a girl that belongs on stage as well. It is so fun to see this happen. I mean, they're trying to create a mystery without creating a mystery. I think it's a wink and nod type of thing. The thing is that in the first one, we know Agnes was Agatha Harkness. We all knew it within the first episode. We knew who she really was. There was no surprise. They tried to fake us out, and they're doing that again. But they're doing it in a more, we know the character is type way. And it really frustrates me that there's articles out there like, who is this teen character? Who is Joe Locke playing? Who could he be? I'm not spoiling anything for anybody when it's Billy. It's Wiccan. it's Wanda's kid. That's who it is. That's why I can't say his name. That's why every time she goes to hear his backstory, it all goes really, really low, and she can't hear any of it because he's being protected. He's being magically protected, and this is going to be super his story by the end of this. And I think this is how we're getting him and his brother into the mainstream Marvel universe. But I'm along with this series for the ride. The Penguin I'm going to watch because I love neo-noir stuff and I love that style of TV. Now the Penguin, they're both comic book things, but aside from that, there's nothing similar about these two shows. And Penguin is a neo-noir thing based off of the Batman universe. Agatha Harkness is the Midnight Suns universe. It's the Darkhold. It is the old school, cool 90s era Morbius. It is the Night Stalkers. It is the Ghost Rider. It's the Spirits of Vengeance. It's the Johnny Blaze. It's the Scarlet Witch. It's that style, which is what it should be. Um, it's a type of show that I want to see and that I don't want to see them do. I don't want to see Captain America again. Like it was nice to see them do like that little personal story, and I think it did okay, and it was good for what it was, to introduce new Captain America to like a more nervous audience. But I would prefer to see this. I'd prefer to see these more personal stories. I, I don't I don't want to see like the big screen. If you're gonna do like Captain America or Spider Man, make animated. Do animated like shows for that. Um, if Marvel's gonna do stuff like this, keep it like this. Keep like self-contained. We have the shows be kind of like just little fun self-contained shows. Don't let it have to push or hold the weight of a cinematic universe on its shoulders. It shouldn't have to do that. It should be its own thing. And people got like frustrated, like they got super frustrated with the with Marvel because they felt that they had to do homework to watch their films. That they, everybody, like, we forget. Like, I'm a comic book fan. That's wonderful. But for a lot of people that are going to see Secret Wars, or they're going to go see the latest Thor or latest Captain America movie, or that are in there to watch the new Avengers film, they don't want to have to go into the comic books and read like 20 years of comics to understand what's going on. They don't want to have to go back and watch like they're there for the film. They're there for that like big screen theatrical, like the big experience of it. They may not want to like focus on like these little smaller stories and smaller narratives. It's great to have to flesh it out, but if you feel that you need it to to see what's going on, that can be a barrier for some people. So that's why I would prefer, personally, stuff like this. My least favorite thing that I've seen them do so far, Secret Invasion was what it was. It wasn't great. It was okay. It was meh. It was mediocre. Um, but I got fun with Madam Web. But I got fun with Madam Web in the same way that I got fun with Mystery Science Theater. In that I know it's not a good film, but it's cheesy fun. Like much in the way that like Morbius pained me. Like, like I saw Morbius in like at a widescreen at a drive-in. That was a rough watch. Madam Web I got to watch at home, and had a bit more fun with it because of that. Does that mean Madam Web's a good movie? No, it's not a good movie, but it's still a fun one. Still a fun watch. And got online and I just saw so much and I didn't want to. I really did not want to like go in and into a bunch of different like websites and start arguing online, be one of those keyboard warriors, for something that I like, type of thing. So I figured, here, this is my channel, this is my voice, this is where I get to say the stuff that I want to say, where I get to talk about things that I think are intriguing, that means something to me, and I like the horror aspect of it. We're coming up on Halloween month, guys. For you patrons and membership people, big magazine coming out this month, big extra feature. So look out for that. In case you're wondering where I've been, well, I've been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes for October, and because October is my big month, and I have been working with people. I've collaborated with a few people. Got a couple videos coming up for that as well, and you'll see that. So for those that are keeping the lights on for this channel, thank you so much, and it's going to be worth it. I promise you that. It's just a ton of work to do, and then I got a couple book reviews that I'm actually got to film as soon as I read the books, and I have 2 more movie reviews that I'm doing with a possible interview coming up as well. So there's that aspect as well, but October is my favorite month of the year, next to March, which is my birthday month. But I'm a Halloween, like, dude, I'm a Halloween guy. Halloween guy. So it makes sense that, hey, is Aaron gonna watch this show with the witches? Like, am I gonna watch the show with the witches in it? you're damn right I'm gonna watch a show with witches in it. Am I gonna watch a show with like two of my like crushes, like Aubrey Plaza and Catherine Hahn? Yeah, you know I am. I know. I was actually gleaming. Last night, I had that conversation with myself. I said, okay, next time I go to Canada, I got to pick up part three. It's the only one I don't have. And I love part three. It's not through fact of like I'm missing it because I'm missing it because when I bought these other ones here, they were lower priced. And the only one that that was higher priced, that at a kind of prestige price at the time, was part three. So I got most of these during an Amazon Prime sale, and at the Amazon Prime sale, Halloween 3 was the only one that was on sale. And when it did go on sale, it sold out. So it's not because I don't like it; it's just because I haven't got it yet. But actually, I do have, of course, I do have it right here, and have all the other ones right here. So yeah, it's one of my favorites. Especially, it is the supernatural aspect one, and I'm wondering if we're going to see more of that. Like now with the stuff that's coming up. Now over there, by the way, I have as you know, the David Gordon Green film trilogy, which I will fight people on loving that. I know that's gonna be the hard part. I saw one in the store when I was there last time around, but it wasn't a hard case, and I'm like I kind of want to wait for the hard case because I got the hard cases for the rest, and I really don't understand that. I don't have Amazon anymore because it just doesn't make sense for me to have Amazon when I'm living in Morocco and I can't get Amazon here. 4 and 7 played out. Oh God, that would been so amazing. I I saw them all in theater initially, and I'm sure you did too, Indy. I'm a guy that like I grew up with all that stuff. I watched all the Halloweens and Friday 13th in the theater, except for I don't think I saw the first Halloween in the theater. Did I? I remember seeing it on TV, and they had like commercials. I think it was for ABC, and the music would play, and they'd show some scenes. There'd be some screaming, and they had that guy with the creep. You know the guy with the creepy voice, right? From all those TV ads back in the day. You know, tonight at 8 p.m. John Carpenter's Halloween. Like I cannot do him justice. He was incredible. He creeped me out. I was so even before I'd seen it, like my knuckles were already turning white from the anticipation. Synapse Films embroidered hatchet. I did not, but if Synapse, I talked about Synapse a lot. They want to send me an embroidered hat, I'll take it. First Halloween cinema was 4. Oh wow, my first was the second one, and I was young, man. I was like, I was 10. Snuck in, not really snuck in. They let me in, but I was not. I was not like. It's not like I looked older. Well, I grew up with my grandparents, actually. My parents are very cool, though. My dad is a super horror fan, and I don't think my dad ever would have been, like, bothered with that. My mom, too. Like, when I was younger, like, mom was pretty chill. So I'd go, like, summers, like, go visit my mom in summers. I grew up with my grandparents, you know, rest in peace. Unfortunately, they both passed away, and I miss them very much. My pop's birthday was recently. He would have been 101. But yeah, my parents, even my grandparents, were like, we don't want you going out on the streets, and getting in trouble. You know, read what you want, watch what you want, that type of stuff. So I was watching the stuff that I wanted to watch, and I can match Ghost Story. Like, did I see that? I don't think I saw that in theater. I remember the first time I saw it though. That scene freaked me the freaking out, man. That opening sequence when the so good. Such a good experience. Oh, that is such a good experience having the theater. Such a good experience, man. Sorry, guys. Indy made me think of that amazing sequence. But yeah, initially, my initial thing to do was to come on here, and we'll talk other stuff in a second. To start off with, giving high praise to Agatha all along, stay and watch it. Stay away from the negativity channels. Don't let yourself feed into that type of stuff. Don't let people make money off of trying to absolutely bring out the worst in a person. Don't buy into that. You like something or don't like something for you. not because of some like repeated ad nauseum talking points. Let's not do that. Too scared of Halloween at 18, at 10. Oh yeah. See, oh, I can see that because to this day, like when I'm watching Halloween things, it's that score, man. Oh, I'm not sure what time it is there, Alan, but have a great night. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate that. And that score still to this day. Like if I'm watching videos on YouTube, I was watching one last night. I was talking about Halloween. At the time, Halloween Ends hadn't come out, so there was no outrage at that point. And recently, I listened to I watched an article, written article that said, okay, David Gordon Green like upset, that he thinks the Halloween trilogy isn't the journey that people wanted to take, that he wanted to take. It was actually talking about Exorcist trilogy, but Halloween was referenced in there. Here's my second controversial point right now. Halloween Ends is exactly the way, for someone like David Gordon Green, it should have went. I'll explain why. Hot takes today, right? The epic Laurie Michael fight happened. Halloween 2018 gave us that. It was about as epic a Laurie Michael fight as you're gonna get. It definitely surpassed the H2O Laurie Michael fight, which I thought was fun. But there was so many great callbacks and such a great tete-on-tete, like a one up against the other, that creatively, I cannot imagine going back and doing the third, like suddenly this is a trilogy, right? Saying, okay, we're making Halloween Ends. Let's do that again. I can't imagine how creatively boring and how lazy that can be. And trust me, there are people out there that would do that. Yeah, I agree with Believer, man. It's okay, but I don't think he's. I think because of the backlash from Ends, I think his heart was in it in the same way that it would have been. I think his confidence was shook. I really do, and I do. It's a Willard, like Black Xmas situation all over again, man. But here you are, you've got this, incredible like self-contained, and all of a sudden you say, okay, we're going to do 3, but if you're going to do 3, you can't do the same thing over and over again. That's the mistake that Halloween and Friday 13th that they continuously make, and that's the reason that we get diminishing returns. And why people down the road are like, oh God, this is, this kind of bores me. I really don't like this. This isn't that great. And then you'll see them suddenly like falling in love with part 3, which they initially like went against, right? Oh no, part 3 is different. There's something different. There's something unique. It's not the same as the other ones. And you're like, yeah, that's exactly what part 3 was trying to be. It was trying to be different and unique. And what happened? Then a bunch of people pushed back, and then we got part 4, which I thought was great. But then we get part 5 rushed out. And we get part 6 that's trying to explain part 5, because part 5 didn't explain part 5, that's for sure. And then we get H2O to hopefully course correct, and then we get rushed out Resurrection, in which the idea is there, but the execution isn't. And then we get the Rob Zombie Halloweens, which are for a specific audience. That's not me. But that doesn't mean they're bad. It just means that it didn't hit or resonate with me in the same way that it resonated with people that were into the Rob Zombie Halloween. That's I've often, and I've been on before, I've come on and I have wrongly said, oh, I hate these are horrible, blah blah blah. I'm not a fan of those films overall, but it was wrong for me to come on and look down upon people, or say something like I did a video joking, which I regret, where I watched the 3 Halloween films. I'm sure it's on there somewhere, and I'm coming out and I come back like, oh, it's what a taxing chore and stuff like that. It was probably one of my worst videos, and it is very much not in the vein of what my channel should be. Is that I celebrate here I celebrate the fandoms, even ones that I'm not really really super big into. Former Scream Factory co-founder now works at Arrow. Hates the new 2018 Halloween trilogy. Said he would not have added them to a Halloween Scream Factory box set. Well, unfortunately, well, no, fortunately for us, it doesn't matter what he says, right? As The Rock would say, it doesn't matter what you say. Yeah, and there's no, and that's the thing. Like people are like, what about the continuity? Halloween is the most uncontinuity franchise. Like, pick your continuity. Are you? Is it the? Are we looking at the Thorn trilogy? Is it the one where Laurie dies in a car accident? Is it the one where Laurie is secretly alive and a headmistress of a school? Is it the trilogy that gets grittier and and gets darker with it? Is it the Dave Gordon Green that like takes out the sister aspect of it? Here's the thing: there's a Halloween continuity for everybody. So you don't like Dave Gordon Green, that's fine. There's another one that you can. Yeah, you're like, oh man, I don't like the supernatural aspect of it. I don't like the Thorn trilogy stuff. Watch Dave Gordon Green stuff. It's grounded. He's not super, although it kind of flirts with the fact that maybe supernatural aspects to it. He's not. Oh, I know he's not a supernatural character. People wonder why they brought in why did they bring this Corey guy? Like we haven't seen him before. Specifically for that. Specifically for that reason is that we have not seen him before. It's not somebody that's been established previously. I will still do rants. Because I do, honestly, like, here's the thing, Gleaming. Rants are, they're fun, but they have to be taken in the context of how they are. Like, I'll be honest. That's the thing, is that I don't censor myself in my conversation, but I do try to be, like, respectful of other opinions. All that being said, there is, like, just Annie just mentioned there, when they had Jamie kill her mom at the end of part 4, I don't know if it was smart to not continue it. I actually think it would have been interesting to see that. We didn't have to kill Michael to have Jamie continue. And we could have eventually, I think that it was not smart, although it led to some of the better Friday 13th latter films. Friday 13th 6 is fun. I love it. It's one of the best films in the entire franchise. 7 is really cool. But they're not scary. Like Friday 13th stopped being scary when Jason stopped being human. And there's some people that go back and say, well, Jason was never human. He died in this. No, he drowned. No, he didn't. Obviously did. But that's why I love this. That's why there's so much. Well, I love the fact that there's so much ambiguity with a lot of this stuff. That's why I love we can have like a franchise with so many different like timelines, because you get to Nightmare on Elm Street, which I think is fantastic. I love Nightmare on Elm Street films, but you get to part 6, and objectively, that's not a good film. Like I was devastatedly scared to watch anything directed by Rachel Talalay because of Nightmare on Elm Street 6. It's pretty awful. Yeah, because Friday was going for that direction, and then because Friday didn't do like as well as they wanted to do, they just said, okay, we're bringing Jason back. They got scared. Studios do this all the time. They do test audiences. They go towards, studios will always go towards the safest way to take a franchise, and I don't think that's the way to do it, especially nowadays. That's why I like seeing what we're seeing now. That's why I like seeing stuff like. That's why I like seeing Agatha. Go circle. We're going to cycle back there, right? That's why I like seeing stuff like that, because it's different, because it takes chances, and I don't want something that's always going to be safe. I talked down here about Let's Scare Jessica to Death, right? Fantastic film. Is about as unsafe as it's going to play any film. There's an ambiguity to it. There's a actual like weirdness that is not going to play right for a lot of people, and a lot of these things don't play within the first time I was watching the first episode of Agatha. I was like, oh, this is okay, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I had to watch it again with my better half. And because of what happens at the end of the episode, it plays completely differently when you rewatch it. And it's smart that I can go back after one episode and see something with totally new eyes. That rarely happens. Um, but for me, when it comes to horror, when it comes to this stuff, um, you can't do that. Like when the guy from Thank you, Glenn, by the way, uh, says something like that, oh, I wouldn't put it in. Who the hell are you to say that? The guy, oh, you're the acquisition guy. That's great, but congratulations on pissing off a portion of your fan base um, because of your personal preferences. That's like, what about me? I was not a massive fan of the Rob Zombie Halloweens. Does that mean like I should say, you know what? I should probably like not put the Rob Zombie films in there because I don't consider them like as classic as the other Halloweens. It is the height of ego. It is completely the wrong way to be working in this industry. Just gonna put that out there. Now I'm not putting the guy on blast, but it was a bad take for him. Like the age, because the movies still stood on their own and did not have to connect things. It's fun. I mean, that's true, and that's what I mentioned with the Marvel stuff. Is like sometimes if you feel you got to do a homework, if you feel that you really need to try and understand something in order to watch it, you may not watch it. That oh, I gotta make sure that I know. Now there's other things where you're gonna be like, oh man, I really want to dive in this lore. You watch H.P. Lovecraft film, and you're reading all the books, right? you want to know all the stuff on Cthulhu. You'll listen to the podcast because it's just great stuff. And a lot of those H.P. Lovecraft things came out in the '80s. Reanimator, From Beyond, Necronomicon I think came in the '90s. So still, you know, good stuff. By the way, needs a Blu-ray release. Necronomicon definitely. I'm not gonna say it needs a 4K release because I'm not quite sure if it does need a 4K release. I know it needs at least a Blu-ray release. I have a big haul video coming up, cool haul video coming up. It's like Sleazy. Now, you are like me because I think any of us that grew up at that time, and like around the '80s and stuff like that, we understand the that you can use different aspects of that. Like you don't have to, what's the word? Censor yourself, and you can still make a smart film. And we've seen it. We've seen it done. I do need the Nika Masarakis box set because Gleaming, do you know anybody, any channel ever that has talked about Nika Masarakis films as much on their channel as I have and has referenced them like just casually in conversations? I tend to do that. I tend to do that a lot. I have stories behind every Nika Masarakis film I ever saw. But I got to watch a few things. I got to see Who's That Girl on Blu-ray. I went to Spain and I won't tell you all of what I got that's coming on the first, but I did get to see Who's That Girl on Blu-ray finally, and it's a good print. Oh, it's a really good print. It's one of your favorite boxes. That is so cool, man. Fangoria Chainsaw. I really think they used to. I don't know if they do as much now, but they definitely used to. I do think that I've said it before and I'll say it again, the future of special features for Blu-rays and 4Ks and DVDs and stuff like that. The future for the fandom is here. At least at this point, there's no, I think, better format for it. And the voices, the next voices of the of cinema, of like analysis and study and reviews. They're not coming from a local newspaper. They're coming from here, and it's people that actually like take the time to like look and to study and love the stuff. You can tell people that are passionate about it. You can tell people that are just doing it to like the check a box. Like, okay, it's Halloween. I guess I better talk about horror now. Or like, oh, I guess it's November. I just got to talk about noir now. But you can tell there's people like that, and there's people that are like me. It's just I'm cursed to love this stuff, guys. I really am. And I truly do. And that's why it's so important to me to be able to do this. and to be able to come on here. And I hope, hopefully you've noticed I've been trying to do a lot more of the pre-tape stuff to give you more bite-sized stuff. Hey there, Ragnar. Stuff you can just come back and watch at any time. But at the same time, I haven't like lost my live aspect of it, because the whole idea behind this live portion of it was to do one very special thing, and it was to connect people from around the world that at one time would have probably found each other in a local video store, perusing the horror section or the action section or whatever together and chatted. To give you that experience right here on camera, like, and chatting back and forth. And I hope that I've managed to connect some people that have become friends in real life, or like off or online friends at least, to continue their conversations long after this turns off. And even if you're in an area like Indy, for instance, or like me, that live in areas where it's really not accessible to have like many horror or movie fans or comic fans or video game fans in your area, that you can go on to something like this and chat with people and talk to other people that just are like things that you like. Her new Emmanuel movie just debuted at a. Actually, I'm curious about that. Actually, that's like I watched with much trepidation, because I like Kathy Bates, right? This new Matlock series, right? So they had the pod episode on TV. So I said, I'll give it a shot. I was very nervous because I'm a Matlock. I got the Matlock complete series. I'm a Andy Griffith like Matlock fan. Not so much. I'm not gonna lie. Not so much Andy Griffith show, but Matlock I actually really liked. So I'm like going in, and I'm like not sure, and I'm watching it, and then I get to, and I'm like, what? It's a good show, but why are they calling it Matlock? I don't understand. Like, it could have been its own thing. And I get to the end of the series, that episode of the series, first episode, and then I'm like, oh, that's why it's called Matlock. And it clicks. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's genius. It's freaking genius, man. What Vinegar Syndrome releases have you missed out on, or do you have them all? I do not. I don't know. I don't. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a completionist, so I wouldn't want all. But there's certain ones that I definitely missed out on, that I do want. I'm a massive fan of the company, and I can't tell you. Well, no, actually, this is one thing I can say. In this series, in the new series Matlock, Matlock is a character in the TV series. It doesn't want to disrespect the character Matlock. He's a character in the TV series, but there is a specific reason that the name is used. It's not an accident. It's not by mistake. It's clever than that. To mention to like the that Made in Hong Kong one that came out last year, I think last January. Definitely want that. And once the Rest of Forgotten Jolly sets, I would love to have the at least the second and the Homegrown Horror. Maybe the first. It doesn't really bother me as much with that one. So those were definitely ones that I'd go for. I'm not interested as much. I'm not a Cat 3 guy. Hiccup. So like I'm not. I know there's people that are, and like for people that like the Cat 3 stuff, like the Asian like horror stuff. We had Mel come on here talking, and he loves that stuff. Then I'll all the power to them. I'm glad that's there for them, but that's not that's not what I like Spanish horror. So I'm like I get excited more about like the Spanish horror that comes out there. It's not just because I travel to Spain every once in a while, although I do love Spain. It's a wonderful place. Yeah, no, there's a twist at the end of the episode. Do you organize a collection by company? I do. I do organize by company, except when it gets to the point where like it's the smaller stuff, right? And I organize by format by company when it comes to certain ones. Like with Vinegar Cinemas, they're numbered, right? So if they're numbered gleaming, simple, right? You just put the numbers in. If it's an Arrow video, for instance, the Arrow Video Blu-ray are organized together, and then the Arrow Video DVDs are organized together, because the Arrow Video DVDs are going to get into Aerodrome as well, and which is its own sublabel in and of itself. It has to be. Like it has to be. I'm not big on like I won't upgrade something to 4K unless I really think it has to be upgraded to 4K. Uh, New logo for the new like motto for the channel: film over format. So here's the thing: I will, when I think a movie needs to be in 4K or that I really want to get in 4K or it's just a film that I love, like I am a massive fan of the Gates Hell trilogy, for instance, right? And the thing is that I will always grab like stuff like that on 4K because I'm just a sucker for that. Like I'm the guy's gonna go buy the Ebon Comics collector's editions. I'll buy those. Maniac, another one that I'll just okay, yeah, I want to get that in 4K. But for a lot of films, I don't think they need it, and I think that we kind of like we cut ourselves off at the knees sometimes when we get focused more on the format than the film itself. That we worry like maybe we shouldn't buy this or watch this because it's not 4K. When for something that grew up like I'm obviously looking at me, I'm older, right? um, Watching these films like in theater, watching these films like on VHS, like a lot of these films that were not made for home video. They were made uh, to, that's the thing. You pass away before you watch all the movies in your collection. I got 10,000 movies in my collection. Check out. Luckily, I've already seen a lot of them before I even got them, but I just want to have them in my collection. So there comes a point, hiccup, and I really think this is important, that you had to look at curating a collection rather than just collecting. I think it, and I've mentioned this before, it goes in stages, right? Like when you first start like getting anything, we'll go with film. So when you first start buying movies, you're buying everything, right? You don't know what you want. You're not quite sure what you're really gonna like, so you're like grabbing everything. The shinier it is, the better, right? The lenticular covers, the slip covers, all this cool stuff. Look, steelbooks here. Oh, I gotta grab that. This looks really good. I gotta get this. And then you get all the stuff on your shelf. You start watching some of it, and after a while, you realize, okay, I'm watching this, but I'm not watching this. I'm like this. This is it's collecting dust, and it's really not doing it. Why did I buy this in the first place? I'm never going to watch that. I bought it because it was cheap. Bought it because it looked really nice. I bought it because it was a special edition. I bought it because of whatever. And then you realize, I can't keep doing that. Like money wise, space wise, and I'm a person. I got my place right here. I also have like a farm, so I got several places to store films. That's not a problem. But with that being said, do you come to that point where you're like, no, I gotta buy what I like. I gotta buy stuff that reflects me. So then you go from being like a collector where you're just grabbing everything and you're being complete. And if that's you, that's okay. That's fine. Everybody collects their own special way. To a point where you're like, I want to get stuff that reflects me. That when people come in and look at my films, they're like, oh, I know, I get what you like. Oh, I like some of the types of I connect with a lot of stuff that that you connect with, and that's a massive thing for me. Is that when I moved away from collecting to curating, that became a big deal, and it let me look at things. Actually, I love Cockneys versus Zombies. I really do. I think it gets a bad rap because of the fact that Shaun the Dead's head, right? And people like just compare those two. But also, the girls, it's Zoe, man, from EastEnders. How can you not have Cockneys versus Zombies? Just saying, it's got Zoe from EastEnders. There we go. But no, I like weird stuff. I bought a film for my better half most recently. Actually, yeah, I love the Wreck films. I like them all, and I know a lot of people don't. A lot of people like 3 and 4. They're kind of iffy on them, right? Like first two are the strongest. Like it's not no doubting that, but I like 3 and 4 for what they are. Like there's the Wreck ones right there. It's Log Trilogy is right here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but the Anvil one, yeah, okay, Anvil one is right there as well. You got stuff like Creepshow, which is just off screen. Nightbreed, one of my most famous videos. Actually, the set right here. And over here I got Friday 13th, and Omen. Critters is just off screen right here. And I, of course, because I live in a different country, I fly to different places in Europe, and I buy things that are from other countries. So I have like German like media books. I have digipacks from Spain. I have like French kind of collector's editions of films. This is probably one of my favorites. So you know, is I'm a massive fan of American Werewolf in London. Though I like The Howling a bit better. I bought two copies. I bought one for me, and I bought one for my oldest daughter. And if you watch my videos, you know that I bitch so much about that, that film. One of my most popular videos on there, the people that have found my channel, is Shame on Your Scream Factory, right? There you go. Rant videos, like Gleaming talks about, I should do more rant videos. Rant videos do well. There you go. That was my rant video, and I got more people on my channel than I don't know. Like then probably aside from like my podcasts, like appearances and stuff like that, that probably got a lot of people into the channel. Also, you know, thanks to Brian and Daniel and guys like that from like Jets of This and Cobwebs and the VHS podcasts are just like super nice to have me onto their podcasts. I can't say. I almost said it, but on the 1st of October, I went. So I traveled to Spain a few days back, and I went to Fnac. So I've already filmed the video, and it's around 12 minutes long. It's going to show exactly what I got there. It's even going to show some stuff that I didn't get there that I slightly regret not picking up. But I'll watch it on the 1st because it'll be here on the regular channel, and it's going to let you guys see, like you'll see a little bit of footage from Spain. I'll go through every film that I got, explain why I picked them out, and it was a fun video. I took quite a while to edit it, but I think it'll be interesting. But it's you know it when you see it. It's the first film that I show on there, and it's cheesy as all hell, man. It's cheesy as all hell. That's the thing. If you watch all your movies, that is fantastic. It's not a Turkish horror film. It's not. The one thing I can do is canon. It's canon related. We are in this house here. My better half. She's not a big horror fan, right? But she is like a fan of the cheesy stuff. I bought her the Bollywood horror box set when I was in France. We picked up Things, you know, the 1989 Canadian, like horror film. So stuff like that we'll watch together. Like we want to get the 4K of Nail Gun Massacre. That's when we do want to get a 4K of, because you know it's a television 4K. I know the guy that worked on it, Ryan for Disconnected, and it's just a film that I really like. Actually, for a short period of time, I had a video blog on my channel that was named after the Nail Gun Massacre. It was called the Buck 98 Special. You've only seen the theatrical? Some people like the theatrical better, actually. Some people really like the theatrical better. I go back and forth. I like both of them, but for different things. I'm not as massive on the you know the integral cut that kind of puts it all in together. I think that's more of a hodgepodge, and it loses a bit. Sometimes you can have like one of those super cuts, integral cuts that puts in the different cuts together, and it works, and it just like clicks. Oh, this light comes on, and oh, that makes a lot of sense. And other times because there's such a tonal difference with some of these films that it just doesn't work. Yeah, oh yeah. Her dad was in a movie, so I got to see the movie her dad was in. Call Her Macho Woman last week's like Nail Gun Massacre, but even Cheese, I'm really fun. I gotta check that out. I've heard stuff about that actually. Positive so far. They recently like announced that there's gonna be a 4th Terrifier movie. I don't think anybody's surprised with that. I don't think it's gonna shock anybody because you know it's been doing well, and you know strike while that iron's hot. Keep going. Do yourself. I'm surprised there's not more Hatch movies than there is by now. I'm more of a Lord of Illusions guy. Your favorite? Is that really your favorite Barker? I love the books. Scarlet Gospel, not so much. Scarlet Gospel, like I really felt like, oh man, something's just not clicking here. But I did like the Lord of Illusion film. Terrifier 3 looks like it's gonna be the best one yet. But I've got a bias, and not that I'm a massive Terrifier fan, though I do like it. Obviously, I do have this baby in my collection, the Terrifier, Super Edition. And this goes to show you, like this, there's a 4K out of this. I had the 4K in my hands. And did I buy the 4K? Nope, I bought this edition right here. Why? Because Terrifier, I don't need on 4K. I prefer this. The Canadian movie thing is painful. But in the best possible way, I like the type of film. Christmas horror, that is right. But I've got a bias towards Christmas horror. I love Christmas horror. My favorite film of all time to watch and to like. I started as a film fan. I became a film analyst over years of having this weird thing in my head. Things was directed. God, what's his name? He directed a film called was it Wicked World or something like that? It's 1989. The film is 1989. It's really atrociously bad, but it's so fun too. And you won't forget. It's the type of film that's so bad that you're gonna be like showing your friends. It's a cool edition. I mean, like I grabbed mine when I was in Spain. There's some cool editions out there, some different cool editions. And Terrifier 2 is one of those that's gotten a multitude of like special editions. If a horror movie has snow, it's not Happy Christmas. For me, yeah, that's it. Like, you got to snow, put a turkey in there at Thanksgiving. Yeah, like we literally see like Terrifier in like a Santa type suit. Like there's discourse, apparently. I don't believe that there's discourse, but there's always, don't you always see those articles online? Those BS articles that are like, fans are split on, fans are upset about. And when you go to the article, it's like they went on Twitter, found 2 or 3 randoms, and made an article around it. How lazy is that? Like, I went to journalism school. I'm not, I'm not down with that stuff. There's like, fans are upset because, looks like he's going to do the unthinkable. Like he's going to kill a kid in Terrifier 3. And he's not really killing a kid. It's a movie. Did he not see the 2018 Halloween film? Yeah. Just gonna say, just gonna put that out there. Yeah, anytime you see people like, oh, look, fans are really upset, but no, fans aren't upset with that shit. We just want to see it. We just want to watch a fun film. We just want to have fun. We're not. We want us to feed into that stuff. Things only DVD. As far as I know, I just never got a Blu-ray. I don't think it needs a Blu-ray because it's not. It was a shot. It was like cheaply done. And I think really would not help it to be on Blu-ray at all. Severin put it out under their Intervision label, and when the Intervision was still being done on DVD, which is still my preferred way to watch shot on video films, because I don't think that like 99% of the time, they don't benefit from being on a Blu-ray. You're not getting any better picture quality. You're not getting any better anything else. If anything, my Intervision titles that I got on DVD are much more much more to me than the ones I got on Blu-ray. And it's very cheap to pick up. But it's a fun one. It's a really fun one, and it's about this guy and his friend that go up to a cabin where his brother is with his pregnant wife. And really, it is like one of the worst and most glorious things that you'll ever see, because it is so low budget. It is so Canadian. Like, there's things in there where you're legitimately wondering what the dude was thinking when he made this movie. So, for those that don't know, I'm Canadian. You can't tell by the accent. I'm from Canada. I'm Canadian. It is whack. It's totally whack, but whack in the best way. Is there any horror movies I wouldn't watch most? Well, for my dad, I'd probably watch anything. Not Serbian film. I wouldn't put my dad through something like that, or Human Centipede. Like, I'm not gonna watch that. Like, Serbian film's crap. Like, that's not good. The Mon Macabre said, for me, it's worth it. And I think it comes down to like uh, you gotta go cost analysis of if it's worth it for you. Um, but it's for me, like my better half had bought me the Emmanuel set, and I said, well, I want to get something for her. All right, it was my birthday time, but I wanted to grab her something that like because we are going from Paris. It was my first trip to Paris together. Um, so I said, we were at Metaluna, which is a fantastic store there, and I saw the Bollywood horror set, and she's a massive fan of the Bollywood horror stuff. So I could not pick it up for her. It's just and Mama Macabre is limited too, so I always wonder that they're gonna worried that they're gonna like go out. But you can pick up some of the Bollywood horror stuff, by the way, just in case you still want them. You look on eBay and stuff like that. There's like sometimes they have double features and stuff on there because they were initially put out, some of them were initially put out before on DVD with 2 disc sets and stuff like that. My dad has some of them. Seven and Sewer is really cool. Oh, honestly, dude, I could not tell you. Was not as expensive as it is on. I'm on it though. I got it for a good price. Not cheap. Wasn't cheap. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it wasn't cheap, but I got it for a better price than I expect to get it for. I spit my tongue. I need a gum. That's why. You know, not gonna lie. It the red thing did bug me a bit. It did. It should have been red, especially where the case does have that kind of like that red tinge to it. That I definitely think that it should. I mean, I can't believe I'm doing this video now. I did not tend to come. I intend to come on here and do like a 10-minute like video on Agatha all along. It's turned into a whole like a thing. But I like this actually. I said you can order red cases. That's the thing. Every time I go to Spain, I pick up red cases. Because a lot of films are filmed and let's just see if I can find right here, or give them a edition. So this is the Spit in Your Grave remake trilogy, and look at cases here. Look how gorgeous these are. I was gonna pick up Love Lies Bleeding. I had it in my hands, but I put it down, forgot it. I knew the new A24 film, Kristen Stewart. Because I really want to see that. That had a red case as well. Gorgeous cover, by the way. But like they do, like the all their stuff's not red though. Like I got the Daughters of Darkness. Daughters of Darkness, I think it's called, and it's like Ray Lovelock, and a wonderful film, and it's got like a slipcover and it's got like the white case, but it really suits it. But they have made like their red, they're kind of like their signature color. But to be fair, let's be fair here. The UK 88 Films Slasher Classics collection, those started out red. And are they red now? I do love that trilogy actually. I know it's not for everybody. Cheeky, cool film. And does it need 4K? I don't know. I got it. Would I upgrade? I had to have some massive special features on it for me to upgrade my Blu-ray of Cheeky to 4K. Malcolm knows I go through this like thing now, like where I'm like, okay, I got to decide which ones that I'm going to get in certain formats. 88 Films also screwed us over with the red cases, so just putting that out there. They had some issues with some. They did some quality control. They're getting better. They're getting better though, with a lot of that. Like what I think is happening now, we got a lot of not just labels, like it's in general. I think things are more rushed than they used to be to get things out at a specific time. Video games, sometimes films. People get like peeved when a film gets pushed back, or when a release doesn't come out. Like Ilsa was supposed to come out in like the trilogy supposed to come out right in January, from Kino, and I'm like, oh God, where's Ilsa? I really want to get Ilsa. But here's the thing, I would rather a company push back a film by a year than give me something where I'm going to need to get a replacement disc later on. Push it back. Like, push it back till you got it right. Same with the video games. your Grand Theft Auto game isn't done right, okay, don't put out Grand Theft Auto quite yet. A lot of people did indie. A lot of people forgot about it coming. I mean, certain ones are good. I mean, like you want, like there's certain films that I'm gonna want on, like on 4K. But it depends on the film. And again, like new thing. I'm gonna put up, just so you know, when my new merch comes up, which is gonna be probably maybe November, December. Anyway, film over format. That's one of my new ones. Probably couldn't see me 4K. There's certain ones that don't need to be. Um, People have to look like deeper into themselves and say, why am I getting this film? Oh, what is this film? Like, am I getting this because I want to watch the movie? Am I getting this because I want to put it on my shelf and show people? And if you're the latter, then I have nothing against you. You do you. That's okay. But be honest to yourself and other people why you choose to curate, why you choose to collect. That's all. Just be honest. For me, I love this stuff. There's so much stuff, man. There's so much stuff, and sometimes it comes into this like there's rights issues. Sometimes it's stuck in litigations. Perfect example right here, Fright Night 2. For real, Fright Night 2. I had a lot of fun with. I remember when Hostess potato chips had like the Fright Night 2 stickers in there, but I digress. But I want that film on Blu-ray so bad, and it's in Germany, it's in Spain. We gotta look around to get it. Why hasn't it got a North American release? Well, do you know who produced Fright Night 2? Well, it's the dad of the Menendez brothers. And if you've seen Monster, then you're gonna know why it's not out. Sometimes the Weinsteins, like Horribleness of Harvey Weinstein. it was what it was. It was like it was this is what it was. It's a bit of both. Like for me, I recently picked up a film, the new Monster series. It's coming from Via Vision. I'm not sure if it's out yet. The Monster. Oh, you mean the Melendez series? I think it is actually. I don't have Netflix anymore, so usually a little bit later when I get my stuff. But I did watch the Act All Along. I did watch Matlock. I'm going to watch Penguin today. I'm looking forward to it. Like, me, I've always got that soap opera connection, right? So the guy that's getting all the raves for that series, by the way, is Nicholas Chavez. And he started out on a General Hospital. I don't know about that, man. P. Diddy's, like, that would be pretty intense. That would be pretty freaking intense. They're going, there's going to be like 20 documentaries about it. 20 documentaries about like that. Like same with Firefest. Remember when Firefest happened? There was that Hulu documentary and there's a Netflix documentary. There's going to be a bunch of P. Diddy documentaries, man. People just eat that stuff up nowadays. And I recently watched Drew Gooden dropped the video recently. And I'm a massive fan of like Drew Gooden, Danny Gonzalez. Love those guys. I think they did really funny. Curtis Connors. He put a video there like where it seems like they're over bloating, like a lot of these like documentaries. When they'll be talking to people, you see them like cut to like somebody that worked like during true crime. Like, and I was there on the scene when they found the body, and they'll go to them, to the to maybe the parents or something like that. Like, so we couldn't believe what had happened. We all we want to do is to find the killer of our child, and then go over to him. Hey, it's me from YouTube. I found it really interesting. I would totally do that. Ray Liotta was on General Hospital. Was he on General Hospital? I know he's on. I think he was on Another World, but he might have been on General Hospital too. I have to look back. I mean, I sat down to watch Blood and Honey 2. I try to give like a full watching because I started again to try and watch like Violent Nature, and I just couldn't get into it again. So I went to Blood and Honey 2, and I've got conversations with that. Nice gore, but did you see the Dr. Whiffler review on that yet? Because if you did, like, I don't know if I can put it any more succinctly than he did. Um, but I'm such a freak for this stuff. I'm both proud and ashamed that I know there's another world. Uh, but yeah, let's just say quality was not what they were thinking about when they made Blood and Honey 2. The quality was not what they think when they made the first one. Don't get me wrong. Do not think that I think that the first Blood and Honey, like Winnie the Pooh film, was a masterpiece, was a cash grab. At best, it was a cash grab. At worst, it was a painful viewing experience that I managed to get through, because I get through a lot of painful viewing experiences. This is what I do on my channel. Dude, I watched Madam Web, got something out of that. So there you go, right? If I can watch Madam Web and enjoy aspects of that, I can get something out of anything, man. I can find something, like I can Pollyanna something out of anything. I can MacGyver it. Is this favorite movie of the year? If he's a gore fan, if you're a murder set piece fan, I will say this right now: murder set pieces are really good. I am a massive, like the one you're watching right now, Miami Vice, is what I consider one of the greatest TV shows that ever aired, and I don't mean on HBO and any channel. You're watching those episodes, and it is absolutely, literally, like it's a movie. Every freaking episode is a Michael Mann film, and that's incredible. Like fourth season gets a little bit wonky, a couple places gleaming through the fourth season, but I do think it gets the course back. Blood and Honey's mild. That's the thing. Mild fun is where I put it. Blood and Honey Part 2. If you like the murder, if you're going in to watch it for the murders or for the kills aspect of it, you'll love that. And they do set up overall. Am I saying this? Am I gonna say this? The Poonaverse. Whatever they're gonna call it, right? But that being said, I think that there's films that are out there that are way better than what the Winnie the Pooh did. That people just don't look at. The Jack in the Box films, for instance, there's the third one of those coming out, right? I think those are better. Like they're not, classic. Nobody's gonna go back and get their Grey Poupon and be like, "Why? I remember when I watched Jack in the Box," but you're still gonna have a. Sorry, yeah, it was at the store when I was there. I almost picked up the double feature because they had the first two as a double feature, and I said maybe I'll wait and see if like a 3-pack comes out later on, because I didn't mind them. I thought they're fun for what they were. I actually had the soundtrack to the second one. I got it from Helen Wolf Records. Good soundtrack, actually. Let's Kill a Mockingbird. Oh, indeed. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I have watched the Killer Mickey one. So, Blood and Honey is Citizen Kane compared to the Killer Mickey Mouse documentary. Well, wish it was Killer Mickey Mouse film. Still watch it. Always, like, what's Dead Meat says, like watching my videos is not to replace watching the actual film. Watch the film yourself and form your own opinion. It's bad. It's really bad. Oh God, like, oh, much of it is so. So for those that don't know, like, It's talking about a movie called The Mousetrap. And what happened basically is that Steamboat Willie is gone into public domain. Now, not Mickey Mouse himself, but Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse. So people can go out there and make a Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse horror film, in much way you can do with Winnie the Pooh. Here's the thing. Uh, I'm still waiting to see a Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse horror film because this does all the things that I don't like. It starts off the way that all these movies, quality films, start off after the fact with the survivor. Uh, and then it goes back to basically, to tell you a story like about like what happened. And if you think that's going somewhere, yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not going anywhere. Um, and then we get to see the Steamboat Willie, guy in a Mickey Mouse Steamboat Willie mask, for random reasons. And then it does the unforgivable. If Friday the 13th Part 8's it. It takes this character, which is already not scary, with a cast that is definitely not committed to the film that they're making. And all of a sudden they say, oh, by the way, just randomly, as part of the film, like, he can teleport now. Yeah, don't worry about him like walking towards you, comes out. Don't worry about him stalking you. No, he can randomly teleport. He can teleport in and out of the scenes right now. He can Star Trek it. He can do that. Karuvi. It's all over the place. It's worth a watch, but no going in that it's not going to be a good watch. So like just maybe with a nice lowered expectations, you'll have some fun with it. That's kind of the way that I put like films like that. But there's films like low budget films that kind of just come out of nowhere. Deer Camp really surprised me. I really enjoyed that. Her Name is Lisa. I really love that film. Then there's other ones that just because you got to like take into consideration like what the budget and what these people are working with. That's important to do. That you don't put up like a film like Friday the 13th or Terrifier up against and Terrifier is a lower budget film too. You don't put it up against like Blood and Honey. Or did you think, Malcolm? I gotta ask you this question: did you think that the upgraded Pooh mask was atrociously worse than the first one? Because I preferred the mask in the first one, like the way they looked in the first one. It's such a cool film. Leather Part Three. Oh, Part Three. Jeff Burr. The Jeff Burr directed one. No, it's really interesting film. And did you notice, by the way, that the little girl, is the girl from Friday 13th Part 7? Like she plays young Tina. Um, she's the little girl with the the corpse doll. I had the poster for that one on my ceiling when I was in college, and girls still dated me. So there you go. How the hell did that happen? Like, if you went into my room in college, I lived in a house with some other ladies, and I had like a cheerleader, you know, cheerleader camp poster, which I got from my local video store, and from one of the like horror magazines on my ceiling was like Leatherface. So yeah, obviously chick magnet there, right? It's an interesting little film. I mean, like there's some nice like things to take from that film. It was a lot worse. Like go back to the original Mask. They spent a lot of money on that like second Mask. They did not get their money's worth for the second Mask. Simplicity can be a lot creepier. Sometimes you overthink things when it comes to this stuff, and I think that can be the case with some of these films. Lean into what you are. If you're a Winnie the Pooh, Mickey Mouse horror film about Humpty Dumpty, yes, there's Humpty Dumpty horror film out there, guys. I watch all these things. Um, then lean in, know what you're making, know what you are, lean into it, and enjoy the film for what it is, and have fun making it. That's why that's why this works and so many don't. Truly, that's why this works. Is you can tell that Damien Leone had a had fun with this. He had fun. He liked it. He liked what he was doing. He enjoyed it. He had a passion for it. Adam Green, who's doing the Hatchet films, really enjoyed it. Apparently Malcolm didn't like it. I thought it's. I gotta go back and rewatch it. I don't think I really gave it much of a chance. I gotta go back and rewatch it. Uh, I'm pretty sure like Britain does a lot of these like nursery rhyme horror films. Not sure what it is, but you guys seem to do a lot of those, don't you? Uh, like a lot of but any like half the time I pick up one of those films. I'm like, oh, is this one of these low budget films like shot in like the South, or like is it like a low budget like American horror film? And I put it on, and then all of a sudden they got like, wait a minute, huh? I remember when you guys gave me Hammer, now you give me this. That is crazy. I mean, I'm still blown away by the fact that you guys are the only people I know that can't get that Sydney Sweeney film on Blu-ray. I was in Spain the other day, and I saw it there on Blu-ray. The Bad Nun Trilogy on Tubi. There's so much great stuff to find on Tubi. We will be, by the way, Andy, me and Malcolm and my dad are going to be talking about the Terror Train series in October. So we'll be looking at the original Terror Train. That's going to be on like Patreon membership. So you'll get that. But on the regular channel here for the we'll be talking about Terror Train remake and the Terror Train remake sequel, and both which were Tubi exclusives. So I'm looking forward to doing that and to diving into that aspect of it. Now, with that being said, this phone is now at 10%. That's why I probably froze for a second right there, because it came with low power mode. So I want to thank everybody that came in. I only planned to make a 10-minute video. But you guys got me talking, and you know me, when I start talking, I can't shut up. I got like some editing and like watching to do, and I got a lot of it done. But like Malcolm knows, there's still movies I need to watch that I'm just like, I gotta, because I gotta analyze. When you gotta like when you watch a movie for fun, it's wonderful. I don't get to do it as much as I like. When I had to watch a movie like to analyze it, it's to review it, then it's a different thing. Like I still like want to enjoy the film, but I got to go in with my reviewer glasses, and that's completely different. So yeah. So anytime you're thinking like, wow, it must be amazing to do. Like you're looking at the other side of the camera, and you're gonna be like, oh, it must be amazing to do what you do right there. It must, because you love movies. It must be fantastic. If you love movies, this may not be the thing for you. But yeah, it's because I'm upstairs, dude, and my thing's down low. So apologize for the sound thing. Hopefully you heard enough of me. Anyway, like in between, with all the talking I did, I can break up a bit sound-wise because, you heard enough of me. My name's Aaron. This has been the Call to Cinema. I will see you next time. October, be a patron, be a member, because there's a lot of stuff that I've been working on to get done for that specific month, and I'm proud of Crimson Cast this month, so hopefully you guys will see it.